So Ged Brannan, just coming into the first week in charge, what's been the biggest challenge of week one as Morecambe's permanent manager?
Be here all day, I'll tell you that. No, it's been a great week, obviously, except by the results. We played really well first half in that game the other day. Took a lot out of it, made up the players, give everything for me. So I know they're all on our side and the staff. So as I say, took a lot out of the game. They had a good game plan. They dealt with us quite well second half, wasting time and taking us out of our little routines that we had, spoiling the game. But that's just the way their game plan was, and it worked for them. So fair play to them. But we need to carry on the way we played first half take it into the second half by keeping the ball, getting at them at pace like we did. Some of the moves you done first half, just watching this morning with the lads, they were absolutely brilliant. And the lads were all really down after the game. But I said to them, listen, if we carry on like that during the season, we'll win more games than we'll lose, 100%.
You mentioned the lads being down. That confidence thing is really important, isn't it?
Well, 1,000,000%, yeah. Myself, after the Wrexham game, obviously, I weren't manager then. I was managing against Newport. I had the knot in my stomach where I felt physically sick, thinking, oh, wow, what are we going to do here? But then we played Newport. Even though we got beat, I felt a lot better. Because I knew we've got the quality on the pitch. I see that they were going to fight for me. So I know that we will get some good results with that team we've got.
What do you think needs to change? I mean, Adam Mayer was talking about it. There was a rough couple of results before the manager changed as well. Is it just one of those little things? You get blips?
It is definitely a blip. As somebody said the other day, I think we've lost 4 out of 5 games, whether I was here or not. So it doesn't matter who's in charge. We have lost 4 out of 5 games, and we are on a little sticky run. But if we carry on playing like we did the other day, well, we'll be fine.
So aside from the actual football, has the job been what you thought it would be in week one? Are there other things that you didn't expect as part of the job?
No, I knew it'd be tough. I knew it'd be, obviously, the phone would never stop. I understood all that. Yeah, I got all that. Just the actual feeling that you have when you get beat. I didn't expect that. As a player, it's not the same. So I've started to deal with that, but hopefully it won't happen too often.
Yes, what's the difference then as a player and a manager when you get beaten? I'm quite surprised at that because I thought you'd take it pretty badly as a player as well.
Oh, you do take it, but you move on to it because you're in charge of how the game goes when you're on the pitch. You can control it. You can do stuff. You can go in for tackles. When I'm manager on the side, you want to get back on that pitch, but you can't do nothing about it. Once they've crossed the white line, you give them all the instructions, the game plan, the set pieces, etc., and then it's down to them, really.
Interesting you say that about crossing the white line, because I was going to ask you about this. My impression was that with Derek Adams, he was very much sort of vocalising his commands during the game. He was really sort of micromanaging them. Is that in your style? And is that a fair assessment of Derek as well?
I actually didn't think Derek was that hands-on the sideline. He shouted instructions, obviously, that he'd done that, but he was more in the training ground, really. Even since I've been here, I've been shouting directions. I'm more hands-on person, I think. Maybe against Newport I wasn't. I was very nervous, obviously. But normally I am. I'm proper involved in the game, yeah.
Do you think you need more leaders on the pitch? More sort of captains, if you will? When things are tough, particularly?
I think every team does, doesn't it? Every team needs more leaders, more captains. But what I got from them on Tuesday night and what they said in the change room and what they've said in the training ground today, they are leaders and they all want to do well and they all want to win. They all listen, they all want to get things right on the pitch. Obviously we've talked a lot about how we've conceded the goals, what we're going to do to fix that, and they're all taking it on board. So if you do that, they'll do for me. They've got a great gang of lads down there, all want to do well for each other and for me and for the rest of the staff, so, and the club and the fans. So no, I think we've got a good blend in the changing room.
Is it good to have a game in the FA Cup now? A little bit of a break. Obviously important to get through to the third round as well.
Oh, it's a massive game for the club financially, isn't it? And not only that, it's great for the team and the fans. If we get through and we get a big team in the next round, so it's all to play for. And it is good being away from the league a little bit, but because you got beat, you want to play back in the league. You want to get them points back on the table. But we've got Stockport, our next home game, which will be a great game. We'll prepare right for that. But we'll concentrate on Saturday. We're obviously prepared right for that as well. So I can't wait for Saturday, to be honest.
It's another tough tie, isn't it? It was Lincoln in the first round away, another League One team in Wycombe in the second round.
It could have been easier, but there's not many easy ties in the FA Cup, whether you're playing non-league teams or whatever. They're all tough games. Non-league teams sit in, so spoil the party. But we're going to do that. We're not going to sit in. We're going to go and spoil their party because obviously we're the underdogs. We've got nothing to fear. We can just go and play football.
What's your favourite FA Cup memory?
Beating Chelsea 3-1 for Tranmere.
When was that? That must be quite some occasion.
It's a long time ago. I don't want to show me age. You said I was 51 last week. No, when we played the Chelsea team with it's like Vinnie Jones and what's his name, Andy Townsend, team players like that, and we turned them over 3-1. It was great. And
it can do wonders for a club, can't it? Here was Tottenham just a couple of years ago. Even though it's defeat, it's a massive day out. It can really boost the club financially and sort of in terms of confidence as well.
Oh, definitely. The fans, imagine we get a big team where like Everton or someone in the next round. It'd be fantastic. Wouldn't it? The fans would be all lifted. Everyone would forget the results and our last their 5 results. And then we can go on to the league then the week after. It'd be fantastic.
So is it a stupid question, but who would you want in the third round if you were to get past Wycombe? Taking nothing for granted, of course.
Well, I wouldn't want Liverpool or Man City. I'd love Everton away, to be honest. I think we could do them.
You could do Everton?
Yeah.
With the previous manager, with Derek, I was often asking him about the ownership. What are your thoughts on the ownership?
That's a question you've got to ask above. I don't know. I don't really want to speak about them yet. I don't know enough about it to speak about, so I'd just be saying things that I wouldn't know much about, to be honest.
Were you given any sort of assurances in terms of the process of getting the job? Any comments about it then?
No, not at all. Never really spoke about that. All I was focused on was getting the job. I didn't speak about anything else. As soon as he said you've got the job, that's all I took in.
And this time last year, I was asking Derek Adams about January and money for January. You hinted about the importance of the finances of an FA Cup third round tie. Have you been given any assurances about money to spend in January?
Not yet. That's something we're going to go over in the near future. As you say, if we get a win on Saturday, things could change. We could get more money. I don't know. We'll have a chat about that in the next couple of weeks.
Do you feel the need to strengthen? I think Derek Adams would have looked to strengthen if he could.
I think so, yeah. I think maybe 2 or 3 players. We don't know what's going to happen with the loan players yet that we've got. They could all go back, so we're going to have to work on replacing them if they do. If they stay, great. They're all top players. But maybe one or 2 more players would help, yeah.
So could you lose all of those loan players potentially?
Potentially we could, yeah, but I don't think we will. Worst case scenario, we could, but I don't think we will. I think obviously they know what we've got going here, and they're playing in the first team, the majority of them, so there'd be no reason, if they went anywhere else on loan, they might not start every week, so it'd be down to them. But
that'd be a massive blow, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah. But we'll see what happens.
Some good news on the injury front. Jake Taylor featuring again.
Yeah, he's a top player. Jake, since come here, he started off when we had that started the run. He was very, very good, and he got that injury, and it was so disappointing to lose him because he was on the top of his game. So hopefully we can get him back playing the way he was. He'll be a major force for us.
In terms of other injuries, it's still just Donald Love and
still the same.
Stewart.
Donald Stewart, yeah. So we're quite strong.
Get money for your old phone, MazumaMobile.com.